All right. Well, Nick, tell us your full name and the name of your company.
So I'm Nick Lane. I'm working for NanoSatisfi. We're putting satellites in space, building the world's first open satellite network.
Okay. And how long have you guys been around?
We've been around a
join in if you
little
want.
over a year. I'm going to introduce Chris here.
Hey, Chris, come on over.
Chris is part of our business development team.
Okay. And so what are your respective roles at the company?
So I work primarily on business development and partnerships with other organizations.
Okay, and how about you?
And I'm working on development and the education side.
All right, so give us the nickel tour. Give us an overview of what NanoSatisfi is.
Sure. So we are launching physical satellites into space with the premise. This is about the size of the satellite that we are launching into space.
Okay.
So it's a CubeSat, and the premise behind it is that we launch a satellite that allows people to access the data on board and also the platform that we're building. So in effect, it's a satellite platform similar to an Amazon Web Services or an iOS that allows you to actually run your own application, game, experiment, what have you, on our satellites.
Wow, and how many customers, I guess, or programs can you send up? I mean, does a satellite contain?
Quite a few.
Is that right?
Yeah, quite a few. So we sell it out in week increments, effectively. So for $250, you can have a week's worth of time on our satellite.
And how many times does it orbit in a week?
The orbit's about 90 minutes.
Oh, so you get quite a few.
So quite a few runs.
Yeah, okay.
And we're actually setting it up with a curriculum. So rather than having all of your time at once, we actually have a curriculum where you can kind of learn to code on the Arduino platform, which is what the satellite's built on.
Okay.
Then you can start to test it in a live environment here on Earth. You can run it in space, and then you can kind of have a download after the fact to kind of look at what your experiment got, all the data that came back, etc.
So can you update it once it's been sent up there, or is it a matter of you can buy another... I don't know what you call them.
So you can update it once it goes up there. So you effectively have the run of the satellite for the period that you buy it for.
Interesting. And how long have you guys been around?
So we've been around for less than a year, actually. And we already have 2 satellites scheduled to launch this year. So we have a launch scheduled for July and another for September.
Okay. And you mentioned that part of your job or responsibilities were helping people know how to write code?
Right. So the satellite is Arduino based.
Okay.
So anyone who can hack an Arduino can create a program for the satellite. So part of my job is making sure people understand how to do that, and I'm pulling from the giant knowledge base that is the internet, because Arduino is out there and people are already developing for it.
Sure.
So that's the power of using a platform that already exists.
Very cool. So if NanoSatisfi was a superhero, what would be its superpower?
Oh, jeez.
Whatever Captain America was.
Very patriotic of you.
There we go. I'll roll with that.
All right.
That sounds great.
All right. And how long have you guys been with the company?
So we've only been with the company a few weeks, actually.
Oh, really? And
we're
so
pretty fresh.
what are you guys hoping to accomplish at Launch Conference?
So the biggest thing for us is actually telling people that space is accessible. The 2 big things you hear when you hear space are, wow, it's going to take a ton of knowledge and a ton of money to actually get there. But from our perspective, it's $250 and, a short course that teaches you how to code Arduino, and suddenly you're pushing to production in space.
And so who's your target market? Who do you envision? Who are these people who are hacking Arduino and giving you $250?
So we're initially starting, quite honestly, with the STEM education market.
Okay.
So there's a big focus in STEM on getting people coding. And then
What's STEM? Sorry.
STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math.
And math, got it. Okay.
So it's kind of the base level science and engineering education.
Okay.
So the biggest thing for us is actually getting people, 1, starting to code, and then 2, starting to get kind of their experiments run in a more interactive, collaborative environment.
Cool. How much does it cost to send a rocket into space?
A rocket? I have absolutely no idea.
One of these things. Or one of your things. So you
Sure.
You don't know at this point?
The satellite that we launch costs about $1 million to build, launch, and maintain.
Okay. And where did that funding come from?
So we actually started out with a Kickstarter campaign,
Really?
which was an interesting way, but it actually validated the market needs for us. So we found that a lot of the people that we wanted to target actually already wanted the product that we were going to provide. So we started with Kickstarter, and then we're also seed funded by a number of great VCs and angel investors here.
Awesome.
Abroad.
Awesome. How much did you get from Kickstarter?
So we raised about $106,000 from Kickstarter.
Nice. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Are you guys here all 3 days?
We are.
All right. Is there anything else our viewers ought to know about NanoSatisfi?
Space is accessible, and it is a ton of fun.
Awesome. Hey, thank you very much, guys.
Cheers.